if there are any people who are better entitled to self-governance, it must be the people of Afar, whether they are in Djibouti or in Ethiopia or in Eritrea.
Eritrea afari hagati kobodoi EANC
Our good friend and supporter, Mr. Getachew Reda, has joined us. His Excellency is an advisor to Prime Minister and Horn of Africa Affairs, and he's the right person to come in at this critical moment as we speak and the situation regarding Eritrea and Ethiopia. And I welcome you to address the Assembly, Brother Getachew.
Thank you, Brother Ahmed. Thank you once again. It's always a pleasure to work with people like yourself and people in the EANC, where I personally have the best interest of the people of Afar at heart, and I consider myself part of your family, extended family. And the fact that you are now essentially focusing on question of federalism, equality through self-governance, and democracy through shared governance is something that means a lot to anyone who believes in diversity and who also appreciates the need to address diversity in a manner that promotes unity, enhance fraternity, and of course addresses the issue of self-governance. And if there are any people who are better entitled to self-governance, it must be the people of Afar, whether they are in Djibouti or in Ethiopia or in Eritrea. Unfortunately, the amount of self-governance that the people of Afar enjoy in Eritrea pales in comparison to the kinds of self-governance they enjoy in Ethiopia or to a certain extent in Djibouti. So yeah, it is altogether fitting and proper that you address this issue because without addressing this very critical aspect of the Eritrean conundrum, it would be entirely difficult, if not impossible, to pursue the kind of vision you are pursuing. And I am afraid, while I totally agree with you on the notion of constitutional federal arrangement, the regime in Asmara is absolutely alien to the concept of constitutionalism, much less federalism. In fact, President Isaias has always been on record blaming Meles Zenawi or subsequent leaders of Ethiopia for introducing this concept of federalism, because for him, federalism is about taking away the centralizing elements of the kind of leadership he has perfected into an art form. But we're not talking about whether President Isaias consents to this or not, but whether the people who deserve this right should be given the full measure of self-governance. And as far as we're concerned here, there has hardly been any public discourse that runs counter to the notion of Eritrean sovereignty. Except that to the extent that there is a challenge to Eritrea's sovereignty, it comes mainly from the dictatorship in Asmara itself. For one thing, it doesn't recognize the concept of self-governance of people like Dankalia, much less the kinds of constitutional arrangement you're looking for. Of course, the whole idea of constitution is anathema to it. And second, by denying people of Dankalia, for example, self-government, or the possibility of them developing their resources or taking advantage of whatever resources they naturally have at their disposal, it is making it difficult, if not impossible, for them to consider themselves part of the Eritrean state, because being part of a state is not just a geographic consideration, but a function of whether you feel uh, politically represented in how government is run and what government does and how resources are allocated. And that's not the case in Eritrea. So yes, the Ethiopian government is not opposite to the sovereignty of Eritrea, but equally importantly, it also wants to make sure that whatever self-government rights, however, whatever, of course, there are weaknesses here and there, that the people of Afar in Ethiopia enjoy should also, by extension, be enjoyed by people your side of the border. So the question is, if Tankali and Eritrea is going to benefit from that, it is going to be the best interest of Afar in Ethiopia and Afar in Djibouti. So ultimately, the solution is going to be an all Afar arrangement where the self-governance rights is not going to be constrained by the question of sovereignty of Ethiopia or Djibouti or Eritrea, but something that should go beyond the question of colonially arranged boundaries, and something that really addresses the aspirations of the people of Afar, wherever they are. So if, for example, the use of ports in Asa Port or Tiro or Beilul or in all those places is going to be in the best interest of Afar, it doesn't necessarily have to be constrained by selfish and greedy considerations of governments wherever they are. So, as far as the Eritrean Afar National Congress is concerned, what you are struggling for is something we totally understand, and we are perfectly in concert with. But more importantly, anything that adds to the benefit of Afar wherever they are is going to add to the benefit of Afar our side of the border. So we should focus on this concept. The whole idea of federalism doesn't necessarily have to be constrained by regional boundaries, but something that should contribute to the unity of all Afar wherever they are. And ultimately, when we do that, we will definitely be in a position to talk about a solution that will be faithful to the aspirations of the people of Afar. And I personally would be more than delighted to contribute whatever I can. And and I have every reason to believe that you would be more inclined to seek solutions in the context of benefiting the entire population of Afar rather than limiting yourself to the Eritrean part of Tankalia. But like I said, your focus is the issue of Eritrean Afar and the need to exercise self-governance within the context of Tankalia. But it is not going to be complete until all Afar have an opportunity to exercise a measure of autonomy wherever they are. And as far as we're concerned, people in Ethiopia, Afar in Ethiopia, have their own state, and they speak their own language. They send their children to schools where the medium of instruction is Afar, and anything that extends such benefits to other parts of the region would be more than welcome for us. And then, like I said, it is going to be something I would personally invest myself in. Well, I don't know. I cannot say more, like I said, but I'm more than happy to continue to work with my brothers in the ANC and other like-minded players in the region, so that we'll have a region that is based on mutual benefit rather than antagonism that's engendered by dictatorships, whether they are based in Asmara or elsewhere in the world. So yeah, that's all I can say.
That's great. That's wonderful, and I'm pretty sure Professor Magnet wants to say a couple of words. Um, and I would say this has been a great honor, and your support means a lot. Like you said, we are focused in the struggle of Eritrea and Afar people, but that does not limit us by having a cross-border kinship and blood relation, economic, political relationship, as we have done 5 millennia ago. Okay, these colonial borders have limited not just Afar people, Eritreans and Ethiopians and Sudanese or Somalians, everyone in the region. So we are dealing with the colonial reality, whether we want it or not. But the question of Afar self-determination, which are fighting for in Eritrea, should be realized and would be realized with the help of people like you. And we are grateful for this introduction and contribution, Brother Getachew. If you are, I'm pretty sure there's people like Professor Magnet and others who would like to thank you for the work. And if you have a couple of minutes, you're more than happy to stay with us. And if you are in a rush, and we understand that as well.
I'll probably keep listening. I'll
Okay.
mute it and I'll keep listening. I'll be in a car,
Beautiful.
so
Okay, thank you so much.
all right.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll
All
do
right.
that.
Okay.
We'll do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, I did want to say a few words. I especially liked your last sentence, Minister. That's all I can say, is what you said. You said a lot, and what you said is deeply appreciated because you recognize that self-determination, self-government, freedom, development is what people should aspire to. And that is what Afar people aspire to. We are deeply grateful for your support. We're deeply grateful for your vision. We look forward to continuing collaboration with you. And thank you so much for your participation in this gathering.
My pleasure, Professor Magnet. It was a pleasure seeing you again.